For these questions, we're going to write equations and then solve them. Remember, an equation is just a number sentence that includes a variable such as x or y, and this variable stands for the unknown value. We've done some problems that are similar to this, and these problems will start out the same way. I'm going to start by just writing the two equations that could be used with this input-output table. So on the first one, I see that the outputs are getting smaller, and I found that the rule is divided by 8. So I could write my two equations, input divided by 8 equals output, and I could do the opposite one too. Output times 8 equals input. So now that I have some equations, I'm going to use one to find the output because the directions say find the output. So since I'm looking for the output, I'm actually going to use this first equation. This is the one that's going to help me find the output. The rest of the directions say to find the output if the input was 100. So where the input is, I'm going to substitute the variable I for 100 because I know what the input is now. So my actual equation is going to be 100 divided by 8 equals the output. So now if I just do this math, I can find the output. So I'm just going to do 100 divided by 8. And I get the answer of 12 4/8. So if I were to add one more row to this input-output table, the input would be 100 and the output would be 12 4/8. So let's look at another one. Here we see that the numbers are getting bigger, so I can tell that it's going to be times 9. So if I wrote my two equations, I would have input times 9 equals output, or output divided by 9 equals input. Well, since I'm looking for the output, I'm going to go with the equation that equals the output. And then I'm just going to substitute 100 in for the input, since the directions told me that the input was going to be 100. So my equation is going to be 100 times 9 equals the output. And the output is what we're looking for. So 100 times 9 is 900. So 900 equals the output. So if I were to add one more row on this input-output table and I put 100 as the input, then the output would have been 900. Let's do one more together. So if I look at number 3, I can see that the rule is minus 9. So my two equations would be input minus 9 equals the output, or output plus 9 equals the input. And again, I'm going to go with the one that equals the output because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to find the output. So now I just have to substitute 100 for the variable I. And if I solve 100 minus 9, I'll get the output. So 100 minus 9 is 91 equals the output. So if I were to add one more row on our input-output table and I made the input 100, the output would be 91. All right, you try some on your own, and if you need help, you can come back and rewatch the video. Good luck!